Side Story was the hardest out of all the
Oh
choreography.
my God. You know, I mean, it's the most challenging show because it's real, you know, Jerome Robbins. It's we did the original choreography, so it's real ballet. It's real old school jazz, and it's visceral. So we're like, you know, jumping off of walls and fight choreography, and you can't get hurt, you know, and you have to look a certain way. So I felt like I needed to create something that I could do in my dressing room for 45 minutes and keep it tight and keep it good. And it sort of works for the, you know, the pop divas and the actresses, etc., that I work with, because oftentimes most of my clients are on a film set, or they're on a tour, or they're filming a music video, and so we're on Zoom and they're in their trailer, and it's really like what I was doing at the Palace Theater, so it doesn't feel foreign, you know. It's an extension of me as a kid, so I love it.
How did you go from that and like being on Broadway? Like you said, you are a dancer, you choreograph for like the
Yeah,
Billboard Awards, like Dancing with the Stars,
yeah.
MTV, AMAs, working with Ariana. Like, how do you go from that? Well, then to like working with Ariana Grande, who I know, you know, like you were in the beginning of your career. She was more in the beginning of her career. Like, how does that happen?
Every blessing and every beautiful thing that has happened in my life is a combination of luck, really, right time, right place, and preparation and discipline. I till this day, even if I go on quote unquote a vacation, I'm working. I'm hungry. I'm connecting with a client, or meeting a new one, or devising new ways to keep it fresh, listening to new music. You know, I started choreographing really when West Side Story closed. Um, right before West Side Story closed, I choreographed a number for Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, and Brooke Shields happened to be there. She liked what I did, and she was doing a show at the Box. She was doing, not a show, she was doing literally one number at the Box, and she asked me to choreograph that number, and it was this fierce, like, it was very sort of Fosse-esque. I can't. It was a Diana Krall song actually, but we sort of like turned it into this very Gypsy Rosalie moment. She loved it. It was a hit, and she happened to be preparing her one woman show in New York at Feinstein's, which I don't even think is there anymore.
Yeah.
But she asked me to choreograph it, the full show. I got a write up in the New York Times, and the show was a hit. And she's a legend and fabulous. So thankfully that was a big reason it was so great, because she's fab. And then from that, I got a gig with Hugh Jackman at Lincoln Center, and I did a number for him. And Ariana and her family. Basically, I danced in Mamma Mia years prior on Broadway, and her brother was in that. So I knew Ariana from when she was a kid. And I think them knowing that I was starting to choreograph for these major stars, she was starting her career, and I was asked to choreograph a show for her, and it went really well. And next thing I knew I was in LA and doing everything. So I was with her for about five years, and it was a really amazing time. It was a really sort of, I feel like we experienced a lot of firsts, you know, the first MTV Awards for the first, you know, major press, like flying to Japan, first Grammys, first American Music Awards, first Billboard, first European Music Awards, you know, press tours all over Germany. So it was a crash course at the top of the top, you know, and I'm really thankful for those days, because it really prepared me for what came afterward. And Torched, I would start dance rehearsal with Torched, because I knew as a dancer that's what got me prepared for the show. And word of mouth started happening, and soon I was, you know, training Gwyneth and Lisa Rinna and Kelly Ripa and Faye Dunaway, the Queen. And that started taking up all my days. So I didn't have time to choreograph anymore, because it was like, you know, it's like Priyanka Chopra at 1, Kelly at 2:30, and then I have to head down to, you know, whoever. And so it was a crazy time, and that really was the beginning of it. So it's sort of always been a step by step moment that was unstrategic, really. It was just me doing what I love and saying yes. I think that's the most important thing, just saying yes,
Did
you
you have
know?
moments like, like you said, Brooke Shields, I mean, freaking icon, Ariana coming up larger than life. Like, did you have those moments of like, okay, what is my life? Like, how did this happen?
There were two major moments. One was when I was performing at the Tony Awards with Liza Minnelli. And the next morning, we were literally, she and I were on the cover of the New York Post, Hollywood Reporter, and the New York Times. That was surreal and amazing. And the second, which is still like, was I was Faye Dunaway's date to the Oscars. She's a very close friend. She was actually my matron of honor at our wedding last month. I was her date to the Oscars, and we were at Madonna's Oscar party at the end of the night, and we walked in, and Faye's on my arm, and Madonna's in. She had like a, I don't know, like a police hat and like a corset and bra, and I think just panties, and she looked impossibly fabulous. And she like jumped on me and hugged me and said, "Isaac, my workout bitch." And Faye Dunaway goes, "Did she just call you a bitch?" I was like, "What is my life? What is my life?" I mean, I grew up watching Mommy Dearest every week, and Bonnie and Clyde with my grandmother. Faye was her favorite actress, and became mine. And Madonna, of course, is my idol. So there are those surreal moments, those pinch me moments that I feel very sort of lucky, and I still feel like a kid. You can never get cavalier about it. You can never get blasé about it. I think that's what people, what I've heard that people sort of are magnetized toward is my sense of wonder still, and I take nothing for granted, and I have gratitude for everything, and I'm as excited to work with Jessica Chastain as I am meeting someone who travels from Sarasota and is a nurse and has two autistic children, and they're just happy to be there and excited, and we have a laugh. It's about connecting, and I look forward to maintaining that and growing that, in whatever way it happens.
Was
you
that
know
Madonna at this party?
Say it again.
That the first time that you ever met Madonna, like at her party?
No. No. I the first time I met her was actually with Ariana at another Oscar party that Madonna threw years prior. And she was amazing to me. She's always, what I love about her is she really looks you in the eye. Like, she's not flippant, or like she wants to know who you are, and she has a firm handshake, and she's gorgeous. I mean, it's shocking, actually. Pictures and videos really don't do her justice, in my opinion. She's shockingly beautiful in person, like translucent skin, and very strong, and she wasn't intimidating. She was quite welcoming, actually, just very direct.